Ever feel like you woke up inside of a Stephen King novel? Some serious fog.
Hey everybody, happy Friday, end of the week, and hopefully you had a good one. So I shot the episode of the Motley Stew show this week last night. I'm gonna do the full cut and post today and get it hopefully posted up tomorrow because tomorrow I have a wedding to go to. And I'm really excited about it because it's two very good friends of mine from back when I was in the theater company. The guy who started this theater company, we met through a previous creative project, and it became like a brother to me. Like, obviously not my brother through blood. It just further reinforced the way that I feel about my friends, especially when they meet kind of a certain closeness, that they do become family. So I'm so happy for this particular person and the person that he's marrying to be coming together because they're just a perfect couple. They're so good together. So if either of you are watching this, coming. Now, on the sad side, though, Michelle and Liam are both going to stay home. Michelle's still not kind of feeling 100%. She's just getting over, obviously, a lot of sleep deprivation like I am as well. But it's a lot of work right now, taking care of both the children all day. And Liam himself is becoming a bit unpredictable. In the beginning, he was just kind of sleeping a lot, like most babies do, but now he's having more awake time. And it's possible he might not be as kind of content or copacetic during the ceremony, and we really don't want to interrupt anything with this, small child. And also, he's having a bit of a harder time going down to sleep. So it kind of seems like he has to be kind of really worked into it. He fights it a lot. And it's easier when he's somewhere that he's comfortable, somewhere that he already knows, for him to go to sleep. So, if he's way out, an hour or so away, might not be the most comfortable place for him to go to sleep. So it is me. I will represent my family. I feel like I should walk into the wedding like a flag, like I'm going into the Olympics. I don't know if I have a coat of arms. I think I have to go back a couple generations. In other news, I finished Neil Strauss's new book, The Truth, last night. I loved it. It kind of went exactly the way I was hoping it would go, but you never know when these things are based on true life, when they're true stories. You never know where they're going to go because life doesn't exactly always go the way you think or the way you want. But I'm happy to say that I'm happy for him. I'm happy that I read the book. I took a lot from it, especially around the end where he kind of lays out these very specific things about how to deal with not only yourself, but deal with other people and how they affect you. And remembering that you can only control your reactions and your emotions. You can't control other people's actions, and you can't take responsibility for them as well all the time. You have to remember that they are responsible for themselves. So it's a very delicate balancing act about protecting yourself and being responsible to you while not being unintentionally cruel to other people, but letting them be responsible for their own feelings. Now, I don't know if this particular book is going to make it into my top 10 list that I'm going to prep. I don't know if it's going to be for next week's for next Monday show or next Tuesdays for the top 10 Tuesday. I don't know if I'll get things ready to start by that point, but soon enough there will be a top 10 book list on a Tuesday vlog. I don't know if this is going to make it because I haven't really thought out the whole list yet, but it could be very close, if not on the list. And by the time I come back next Monday for the vlog, I'll probably look a little different because I'm going to get my hair cut before the wedding. I've been thinking about doing kind of like a really short thing on the sides and more like along on the top. Like I've seen it on other people and I think it looks good, but I don't know if it's going to work for me because, my ears stick out a bit, but I don't know. My opinion has come to the point that as long as I feel comfortable in it, then it doesn't really matter how other people think about it. And confidence really is a lot of the time what people see. They don't necessarily see your exact physical specifications as much as they see what you give off. If you feel comfortable in it, if you really feel like you're your best self, then I think a lot of people pick up on that. And my proof of that usually comes from fashion, from clothing, that I know that when I put something on, I look terrible in it, but then I see somebody else wear it and they look great in it. And it's like the clothes didn't change. That shirt didn't change at all, but it totally works for them. I had that happen one time when I was in college. It was my freshman year? Yeah, it was my freshman year, and my grandmother sent me a shirt that was like multicolored vertical stripes. It looked like it had come right out of like the Johnny Bravo era of the Brady Bunch. Was it Johnny Bravo? I don't know. That era when Greg was becoming a music star. And it looked like it got ripped right out of that show. And I put it on, and it looked terrible on me. I mean, it just was just awful. I didn't pull it off at all. But then I had a friend of mine, and he was always wearing kind of like very flamboyant fashion. So I thought, what the hell? So he came by my room and I said, hey, try this on. If you like it, you can have it. And he put it on and it totally worked. He totally rocked the shirt. And I was like, that's so weird, yet makes so much sense, I think, because he was totally confident in it. He liked the way it looked and he was like, good, let's do this. So the shirt went on to live a happy life. Not much else to really talk about. Small little bit of politics is the fact that Lincoln Chafee just dropped out this morning. Not really a big surprise. He had actually had only 10 donors, I think, to his entire presidential campaign. Most of them were friends of his. So in effect, what that does is it shrinks the Democratic presidential candidates down to 3. You've only got Hillary, Bernie, and Martin O'Malley. Because Jim Webb left and now he's still thinking about an independent bid. He hasn't closed the door. He hasn't suspended his campaign, but he's leaving the Democratic primary. And now that Biden has officially said he's not jumping in, this is it. You only have these 3 choices. And it makes me wonder how long it's going to take for the Republican field to get down to 3 people. And on that note, it is interesting that Ben Carson for 2 days in a row has actually led Donald Trump in the Iowa polls, being the first state, the first caucus. If it goes to Ben Carson, this could be, as has been said numerous times, the beginning of the end for Donald Trump. I don't know for a fact, but it could be that people are finally looking for someone who actually isn't as bombastic. The excitement around him is great, but then they're starting to think, well, this guy's actually got some serious ideas, and he doesn't seem super crazy on the surface, but he's kind of crazy underneath, which is a little more scary. But anyway, that's the Friday vlog. I hope you guys are set up for a really awesome weekend, and I hope you do a lot of fun stuff. And as always, Batman says so.